What up, family? Welcome to my writer's life. This is episode 3. Good evening. I had every intention on recording something this morning and sharing my writer's journal for today, but the day just escaped me. I'm so exhausted. I'm so drained. I worked so hard this week, but I've also been writing so much this week. I titled this diary Breaking Cycles because I'm reading a lot about anger and rage. I'm reading a lot about abuse. And so I'm thinking about the cycles that I've broken in terms of how I've raised my daughter and just how I come at my writing, how I create, the things that I've explored. And so, um, yeah, let's get comfortable, family. Let's get comfortable because this writer is exhausted, yo. Um, so breaking cycles. I think one of the things that I have done over the years, and when I wrote my first memoir, Finding Your Force: A Journey to Love, a lot of that process of writing that memoir was about showing the ways that I tried to break some of the cycles of abuse that I was experiencing in my life. And a lot of most of my journey, I would say, 2 decades of my journey has been about my healing, has been about self-care, has been about nurturing my spirituality, learning different, spiritual texts to help me to break some of the cycles and patterns. And so I've read and written some things that have been a little alarming. And what's coming up in my writing is this idea of anger being something that is corrosive and can spread and infect every other aspect of my life. And so I thought that that was interesting to kind of note and document today the things that we're doing to ourselves or the things that we don't allow ourselves to write and explore. Like for me, anger has been a way for me to protect myself, has been a defense mechanism, has been something that I have felt was useful and something that I use to justify certain behaviors and actions. And so, yeah, breaking cycles. I think that as I continue this new writing journal, this new writing journey, I'm thinking about what I'm trying to break today. I know that I have done a lot of great work and I've written a lot of, written myself to healing. I feel like I've written healing into my life. But the anger part, it's still so prevalent. It's so necessary in moderation because I want to be mindful about how I use that anger and where I direct that anger. And so the writing has been hard. The writing has been hard. But writing the truth is. And there's no way to skirt around it. We can, write beautiful poetry and high buns about rivers and lakes and flowers and scents, right? Lavender and rosemary, and that's fantastic. But yo, sitting in the shitty shit there's something beautiful about that too. There's a different truth. There's no For me, there's no coincidence that the books that I love to read, the stories that I enjoy reading, have some underlining theme of pain, trauma, something really fucked up happening, some really powerful resolution or lesson to be learned. Like for me, it's not just like this cookie cutter, happily ever after scenario in picking the stories that I like to read. I like to feel. I like to go on a journey where I feel like I'm being transformed by the things that are being put on the page. And so as I create, that's important to me to honor the fact that I want my reader to feel everything that I've been through as much as they possibly can, to go on that journey with me, for it to fuck them up as much as it fucked me up. Because that's what, for me, makes a story true. And so, breaking cycles, yo. Breaking cycles. I know that in my personal life, I have broken some cycles, but I also know that there are some cycles that it's just part of my DNA. And so, not beating myself up about it, I think that breaking cycles is powerful and beautiful and necessary, but it's a journey, yo. And I'm very lucky because I have writing. Straight up, I have writing. I have written my way out of a lot of shit, rather than pounce on somebody, I can bring it to the page and explode. And not everyone can do that. The fact that I am less triggered by certain family, during certain holidays is pretty powerful too. And so in that way, I've broken some cycles. And in other areas, I'm still a work in progress, and that's okay too. So anyway, family, that's my 2 cents for tonight. I am wishing you a writer's journey that is filled with finding the truth, whatever that means for you. My intention is rest, to rest my eyes, to rest my mind. And I'm really proud of myself because I've been writing consistently now for the past 3 days. I always celebrate that shit. Like for me, it's always a win. If I come to the page for one day, I showed up. So I'm happy. I'm proud of myself for that. And yeah, yo, that's it. Alicia out. I'm going to bed. Good night. Peace.